I sat down with HR, we had a drink. We started talking, and he goes, yeah, next week we're going to do a Rock Against Racism concert in Valley Green, which was this apartment complex, very rough area of DC. And it was an effort to bring the white punk community to the African American community. Hi, I'm Lucian Perkins. In 1979, while a summer intern at the Washington Post, I photographed the Bad Brains. So I show up at Valley Green Apartments, and they're setting up in a parking lot, and they have no power. And I think they talked somebody that lived in an apartment. They took an extension cord and plugged it in and, got some power out and just started performing. I think most of the people in Valley Green were kind of in shock because this was not music they were used to at all. The punk scene in DC was a very sort of white suburban that had very little interaction with African Americans. I'll never forget these young kids, anywhere from 9 to 10 to 12 years old. This was probably their first real interaction with a white person, and it's a punked out kid with earrings coming out of their nose, and so it was quite comical in many ways. I think as a photographer, this was a dream. You've got two cultures so different from each other smacked together, and to be able to photograph them and to see their reactions photographically was amazing. That was taken at a townhouse in downtown DC called Hard Art. It was basically a co-op of, I think, 6 or 8 artists, and they lived in this house, and they basically allowed punk bands to come in on the weekends and perform. It was kind of a bit of a seedy, I don't want to say dangerous, but it certainly was not the area that it is today. HR was starting to perform, and everybody just crammed into this living room. And for me, it was paradise because here's HR playing right next to his audience. I think it was like a Nikon FM2, and I used a direct flash, partly because it was so dark. And I would do a long exposure to try to pick up as much of the background as I could. It was a way of shooting that I liked. As I go back through my film, I shot so much of that interaction. I must have shot 2 or 3 rolls of just HR with the audience. Over the years, as I look at the images, my favorite images change in terms of which image I like from that. Everybody was together and right next to each other, and you can capture moments of an amazing scene to photograph.